Today, I'm visiting the Orlando Public Library, located right in the heart of downtown Orlando next to Lake Eola. Beginning as a retired police inspector's book collection, the Orlando Public Library originally opened in 1924 as the Booker T. Washington branch of the Albertson Library. The original building had 4 tall Greek columns in the front, signaling dignity, timelessness, and symmetry, with a large skylight just past the tall entrance doors. The Orlando Public Library wasn't dedicated until August 1966, 42 years after the original library's opening. You can't really talk about the Orlando Public Library without touching on its striking architecture. While the Albertson Library felt classic, ageless, and poised, the OPL is bold and medieval, while somehow feeling like a herald of modernity. I feel like this thing would survive a nuclear blast. OPL's architect, John M. Johansson, was a prominent member of a group of influential architects called the Harvard Five, and was a pioneer for brutalist-style architecture, earning both celebration and censure from many. While the name brutalism conjures images of severity, cruelty, and black metal spiky bracelets, the name originates from the French term béton brut, which means raw concrete. One of the characteristics of brutalism is the way it reveals the methods of its own construction. Wood boards are used to hold the poured concrete, which is removed once the concrete dries. The wood leaves an impression on the concrete, which gives the walls this organic, fossilic texture. The library itself is 4 stories tall with a lot of great amenities. Their crown jewel is the Melrose Center, which has a bunch of equipment and software for library card holders like video, audio, and photography studios, as well as something they call the Simulation Lab. They host educational classes to help patrons make the most of the resources, all for free. While I think it's great to have amenities available for visitors, it all felt a little underutilized and the seating arrangement was a bit awkward. I was there on a Saturday when it was empty, so maybe that could have played into the feeling. The simulation lab felt flashy, but I was a bit confused on how anyone is really supposed to utilize this. Scattered throughout the library were these nifty display cases with historical pieces, dioramas, awards, and Melrose member creations. However, they felt kind of strewn around the library, either in dark corners or way in the back. Things here just didn't feel like they had dedicated spots. The seating arrangements in this library need its own part of the video. It all felt very sterile and punitive, like guests aren't allowed to congregate and be comfortable. It just irks me when a library has nowhere to sit and read a book. To give the benefit of the doubt, it's possible that the nicer seats are still in storage because of the pandemic. Looking at pictures from the 60s and 70s makes me think that something has gone terribly awry and that we should go back to making libraries comfortable to exist in as a bare minimum. The children's section is where it's at though. Well stocked and clean, the children's library, located on the first floor, feels well thought out and generous for patrons. Lots of natural light enters the general area, illuminating the library's lizard wizard, which protects the children from ne'er-do-wells. However, like most things in this library, bizarre design choices steal my attention, like this fake pavilion with buzzing fluorescent lights. I like the OPL for its historic architecture and generosity to card holders, and I think with the right changes, this can become a destination library.